everybody, Laura here. I'm excited to be joining you again for another Make It Monday video. This is my second one. I guess I passed the test on the first one. They asked me back. I'm super honored. Okay, so today I'm sharing how to use the emboss resist technique with your dies, your cover plates, your die cuts, and all that good stuff. So I'm starting with this cover plate stars die, and I'm adhering that over top of some white cardstock. Now I rub that down first with my embossing buddy or your magic powder bag, whatever. You always got to do that before you emboss anything, or you'll have a big old hot mess on your hands. Okay, so I press that Versamark ink pad right onto the cardstock. And now that's going to make a bunch of sticky little stars that I can pour my clear embossing powder onto. But the one thing about the cover plate die is it only has stars on the top half, and then it had that gap like for a sentiment, but I don't want any gaps. So I'm going to go back over after I've embossed those stars. Now I'm going to lay it back down, line it up, press my Versamark pad down just to get the last 2 or 3 rows stars. I can't remember how many I needed there, but I just want to finish off the bottom part of that card front so that the whole thing is even with stars. Okay, so now what I'm doing is taking my little mini ink blenders and I'm going to start blending in some ink. I kind of wanted an ombre fall color scheme. I've got the Harvest Gold, Summer Sunrise, Orange Zest. Now I'm going in with a little terracotta tile. I want to kind of go darker and darker as I got down in the corner. Finish it off with some Scarlet Jewel, so you got really dark. I love this fall festive color combination. It's really gorgeous. Okay, so once you got all the inks blended how you want them to go in with a paper towel or a slightly damp rag, and you can wipe all that ink off the stars so that they're nice and crisp and white. So once you get your card all cleaned up, we're going to start layering up our sentiment. I got these Sketch Stars dies. That's a tongue twister. I die cut some vellum with those, and they're going to go underneath my sentiment. And then I went ahead and die cut 3 of this Enjoy word die cut. This is from the Wet Paint Cuts. And then the sentiment as well is from the Wet Paint stamp set on a little thin piece of white. Now I popped up my front panel with some foam tape. I also want to mention that I trimmed down that front panel. This is what you call a 4-bar size, and not to be confused with candy bar. I said 4-bar. Now, if I could hand you a candy bar right now, I would have one and I would join you and have one with you. Oh boy, my mind's always on chocolate. Okay, so what I'm doing now is using that piece of black cardstock that I die cut the word sentiment out of, and I'm using that as a template so that I can get that dot above the J just in the perfect spot, because it's kind of a odd shaped little dot there, and I would agonize over that dot for about an hour if I didn't use that, that black cardstock as a template. So that's a little tip for you perfectionists out there like me who spend way too much time agonizing over dots. And then in the end, I added some sparkling clear sequins, Pretty Pink Posh, my favorite. Now I did one more card using the same technique, but this time I used the diagonal stripes cover plate. So basically what we're doing is we're creating stencils with dies and then using the emboss resist technique, with these DIY stencils. So even though I use cover plates for both of my cards, you don't have to be limited to cover plates. There's so many things you could do. You could use the smaller like flower dies. You could use shaped dies like butterflies would be really cool. You could even use like word dies. That would be fun. And, press that Versamark in and then emboss resist. You don't have to use ink either. You could also use watercolor. You could use the re-inkers. Now for this card, I did more of a blue color scheme. I used Aqua Mist, Hawaiian Shores, and then the dark color down at the bottom is Tropical Teal. I love, love, love making ombre color combinations. I also love rainbow. I love anything that's happy. I love things that will make people happy. Isn't that what this is all about? It's bringing a smile to people's face. Okay, so now I'm doing a sentiment for this last card. This stamp is from Limitless Layers Labels. Now, I stamped it in black, and then I went ahead and stamped it again in Berry Sorbet, just for that little circle part that's got a 4, and I'm popping that up so that I give the sentiment a little bit more color, so it's just not flat and black. And then I layered it on some Berry Sorbet to kind of tie in that little circle and then adhere it onto the card front. And then to finish it all off, I added a little 1/4 inch white silk ribbon. I tied that on the side. And that is all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I can't wait to see what you make. See you next time.